Right, so we are in the Isuzu. I'm just getting a bit, getting used to it really. It's a manual, this one. The spec is, I don't actually know what, I'll find out what spec this is. It's not a base model, but it's not the highest one. With gear change, yeah, it's alright. It's not the slickest box in the market, but it's certainly alright. My elbow on it. See, it's another big thing. You've got two ways of looking at a vehicle, haven't you, really? As a what I always say, as a governor or a driver. You know, if you're the guy that's buying the trucks for for your guys, you want something that's going to be cheap to run, good value for money, doesn't let you down, etc, etc. You're not so bothered about the comfort and ride levels because you're not driving it. If you're a driver, you want your boss to buy you a nice truck, one that you're comfortable in, etc. The thing is, I'm the boss that has to drive the truck, so I need to consider all that. But little things like somewhere to place your elbow at a fairly decent height. Now that may not sound like, I'll tell you what, it sounds nothing, very trivial now, but on a long run, down there is too low, up there that's good, it's fine. Right, I've got it warmed up a bit now. The whole thing gets up and goes. Certainly don't hang around, I can tell you. 60 now. Yeah, very good, very good. Oh, sun's bright. What else can I tell you about it? As I say, the ride, what's the ride like in it? Well, she's empty obviously, but that ain't too bad at all. It's not too bad at all. And in fact, I think with a load in, or a bit of a load in, that would actually float quite nicely, sort of float over the old bumps. But okay, I just stuck some timber stakes in the back. We've got, I suppose the amount I got in, it's got a fair good load. Wet, probably got about 1/4 of a ton. So we're not putting like a ton in it, but then again, all we want to get really is an idea of an average load to pick it. You aren't going to go around fully laden all the while, but you're always going to have, let's say, some drums of fuel, maybe some lifting chains, your toolbox, some chainsaws, whatever. So this is not a bad weight comparison really. So 1/4 ton, the stuff you'd always just leave at the back of your pickup. I had a look when I got out. The spec of this truck, it's the Eiger. So if you want to look up the spec on the Isuzu D-Max, this is the Eiger. As I said, there's I think it's a Utah and a Yukon, which are above that. So this would be a nice spec'd work truck. You've got aircon. Let's say the seats are adjustable up, and obviously back and forwards and all that, but quite nice radio. Just a good specification. So then you can start adding stuff like going automatic and having leather, and so on and so forth. But well, I've had this all day, it's Isuzu, and I put a few miles on the clock. I must say, it is very, very good. Controls are just standard where you'd expect them. You've got lights and indicators on the left here. You've got your wiper unit and everything on the right. And there's all your heater controls, aircon, etc, etc. Radio, your hazard lights right where you need them, so they're accessible. And you've got all the switch gear for the windows, everything's there, and it is very, very good. There's no two ways about that. 2.5 litre 4-cylinder, and it's twin turbo, tows 3.5 ton. Brilliant bit of kit. And you know, as far as what it gives you, what it delivers, and price, this has to be the benchmark that we judge all the other pickups on. So yeah, very impressed. Like I said, it's here a little bit hard on your elbow all day, long distance, but you know, just a small thing. It's just something that I'm trying to, you know, give a balanced view, but it really is hard to balance anything up when everything is good about it, and it is. It's a nice truck. Right, all right. This is the Isuzu D-Max Blade. So this is quite a high spec one, and this is newer than the one we've been looking at, the Eiger. So this is like the latest one. Little things like you know, got single control here for all your heating and aircon, etc. Automatic, this one, and it drives all right. It drives okay. Yeah, it's good. Smooth enough changes. All the D-Maxes, you got this selectable high and low 4-wheel drive, etc. So you're in 2 high, obviously when you're on the road. You can have it in 4 high, push it down, and you can go in a 4 low, and that's just all on this electronic flick switch. So very good, very easy. Bit better stereo and sat nav and everything in this. Still got, as I said, you've got the plastic you know, console and interior on the dash, but it's not cheap, it's not squeaky and looks rubbish. It looks good, it's tight, it's well built, doesn't rattle and squeak and all that crap. Very, very good. Got a digital insert in the dash here for your fuel and your temperature and whatever, and your range. This one obviously has got things such as you got your cruise control, then you've got all your radio and telephone, because you can link in Bluetooth with that, so that's really good. Seats, obviously these are leather, as I said. They're better spec seats, a better, you know, higher spec truck. They're very comfortable. They are very, very nice. So you know, if you wanted something that was, you know, it's the same basic truck, just a better spec, then this is what the Blade is. The one we just looked at was the Eiger. Let's say it's a more sort of work and utility type one, and this one, then you've got, say this is the Blade, but then after the Eiger you've got the I think you've got the Yukon, then you've got the Utah at the top. So the Blade just got, you know, better wheels and stuff like that. So there it is. It is a 2.5 litre direct injection turbo diesel. That's twin turbo. Let's see. You know, maintenance-wise, it's fairly accessible compared to a lot of modern vehicles, which is just normally just a big plastic shroud. You can't see or get to anything, but you know, you take that off and it's all fairly accessible, easy to keep clean. So there it is. This is the Blade edition of the Isuzu D-Max. That's obviously got the rear canopy on this one. I half wonder if I ain't turned up to a bloody dog in sight. Go there, I reckon, before some bugger starts flashing the lights. So, doesn't change bad, quite a smooth change. You know, for an automatic pickup, it's all right. Obviously it's not the same sort of standard as you'd get in the old Disco with the 8-speed box, but it's nice. 55 mile an hour now, look, and then 1500 RPM. Lovely. So, there we go. Onwards and upwards. Right, well, that's giving us something to think about. So, hopefully, Nissan next. That'll be the next one we look at. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Look after yourselves, and mind how you go.